Hello students, in this lecture I will be discussing with you about Smith trigger circuit. It is a specific application of op-amp. It is basically a comparator circuit. So Smith trigger is basically a comparator circuit using op-amp in working in inverting mode. So it is inverting comparator basically, and it is using in inverting mode with positive feedback. So what is actually a Smith trigger circuit? It is a specific application of op-amp working in inverting mode with positive feedback, and it is a comparator circuit. It is a basically comparator circuit. This circuit will convert an irregular shaped waveform to a square wave or pulse. So it converts irregular shaped waveform to a square wave or pulse. Square wave or pulse. Now because of this, alternately a Smith trigger circuit is called squaring circuit. So alternately it is called a squaring circuit. That means whatever shape of waveform you apply at its input, it will convert it into a square wave or pulse. So that's why it is also called alternately a squaring circuit. So this name is important. Now the input voltage is applied as Vin will trigger. That means it will change the state of the output VO every time it exceeds certain voltage levels, which are called threshold voltages. And there are two types of threshold voltages. One is VUT, upper threshold voltage, and VLT, lower threshold voltage. So let us first draw the circuit diagram to explain it more clearly. So this is an op-amp. And since it is working in inverting mode, at the inverting terminal the input voltage Vin is being applied as the alternating signal source, and it is connected through a resistance into the inverting terminal. The resistance is, it is offset minimizing resistance ROM. You already know that. And from the output RL through a load resistance, output is measured as VO across RL. And also the non-inverting terminal is connected with the output via a feedback resistor R2, and another biasing resistor R1 is connected also in this fashion into the non-inverting terminal. So rather, this R1 and R2 will be forming a potential divider circuit between the output and the non-inverting input, and this circuit is basically the comparator circuit in non-inverting mode working in inverting mode, and the feedback that is used in positive feedback here, and the input voltage Vin here, which is applied at the inverting terminal, triggers the output VO. Triggers means Vin triggers. The meaning of the term trigger is to change the state of. That means to change the state from one state to the other of the output every time it exceeds certain voltage levels. Now the input should be compared with certain voltage levels called threshold voltage here, and accordingly the output state will be changed between those two those two states based on the comparison of threshold voltages with the input V in. And there are two types of threshold voltages here. One is VUT, which is called upper threshold voltage, and VLT, which is called lower threshold voltage. So two types of threshold voltage is there. Now let us once again refer to the diagram, circuit diagram, to find that the threshold voltages are obtained by using the voltage divider circuit comprised of R1 and R2. So this is R1 and this is R2. This is a voltage divider circuit. This one is a voltage divider circuit, and it will be deriving you the threshold voltage. Now here you can see the voltage across R1. This is the voltage. The R1 is connected between this node, which is shown over here in and ground, and the voltage at this node, that means the voltage across R1 is fed back to the non-inverting input. And because this node is connected directly to this non-inverting terminal, so we can say whatever is the voltage that is generated or evolved across R1 is applied at the non-inverting terminal. And you know, for a comparator, the comparison is done between the two inputs, whatever is applied between the two inputs. Here the V in is applied at the inverting terminal should be compared with whatever voltage that should be appearing at the other input, which is non-inverting, and that voltage is the voltage across the R1 resistor, where the R1 and R2 resistor has formed the potential divider circuit to generate that second voltage with which the V in will be compared, and that voltage is a threshold voltage. So the voltage across R1 is a variable reference threshold voltage here that depends on the value and polarity of the output voltage. As you can see that from the output voltage, this the signal is tapped like this, which is passed through this R2 into R1 and finally onto the ground. So the voltage that is derived from the output voltage through the use of potential divider circuit comprised of R1 and R2, that will be giving us whatever is the voltage that is applied at the non-inverting terminal from this particular node, which I am showing here. So therefore whenever case 1 VO is equal to plus Vsat, since this op-amp if had this R1 R2 potential divider circuit not connected with this output, this op-amp is actually working in the for comparator operation, it is working in open loop configuration. So therefore the output will obviously switch between two states, plus VCC and minus VE. Plus VCC means it is plus Vsat and minus VE means it is minus Vsat. So when for case 1, when output switches to or reaches at plus Vsat or stays at plus Vsat, positive saturation voltage, then the voltage, that means here the voltage is positive saturation, the voltage across R1 is called the upper threshold voltage VUT. So whenever this voltage across R1, suppose we are denoting this the node N. So at node N the voltage Vn will be called VUT, which is upper threshold voltage. That means the upper threshold voltage will correspond to the positive saturation voltage when the output stays at positive saturation plus Vsat. then the voltage at this particular node is called upper threshold voltage, VUT. The input voltage in that case must be slightly more positive than VUT, so that means at the non-inverting terminal it is VUT and at the inverting terminal it is Vin, and in this case the Vin must be slightly more positive than VUT, and if that happens, so it will cause the output VO to switch from positive saturation to negative saturation, because the voltage at inverting terminal, if it is greater than or more positive than the non-inverting terminal, the output will be inverted. That means now since the output is at positive saturation, will immediately switch to negative saturation. So plus Vsat, output from plus Vsat will switch to minus Vsat, and as long as Vin is less than VUT, that means as long as Vin is less than VUT, that means the voltage at the inverting terminal is less than the voltage at the non-inverting terminal, V0 or the output VO will always stay at positive saturation. So this condition will hold until Vin is less than VUT. But whenever Vin is greater than VUT, VO will switch from plus Vsat to minus Vsat, that means positive saturation to negative saturation. Now if we want to find the value of voltage VUT, upper threshold voltage, using voltage divider rule, it should be VUT, that is equal to R1 by R1 plus R2 into plus Vsat. Very simple, because it is derived from the output voltage which is at plus Vsat, and from there using this potential divider circuit we are getting VUT. Now comparing between Vin and VUT, as long as Vin is less than VUT, the output is staying at plus V saturation, because voltage at the non-inverting terminal is greater than the inverting terminal, so output will be positive at the positive saturation, and if the input at non-inverting terminal is greater than the non-inverting terminal, the output will become negative or inverted, that means it will switch from plus Vsat to minus Vsat. Very simple. Now on the other hand, when case 2, output is at minus Vsat, now suppose if it is at minus Vsat, then the voltage across R1 is referred to as lower threshold voltage. That means across R1 voltage is called lower threshold voltage. Okay, and that is denoted by VLT. So we can say VLT can be calculated like this, same with the same formula, R1 by R1 plus R2 using potential divider rule, into minus Vsat. When it was plus Vsat, it should be VUT, upper threshold. When it is minus Vsat, it is VLT, lower threshold, using potential or voltage divider rule. Now let us compare. Now once again go back to the circuit. Now the voltage at Vn, so Vn is V, so here at this time when VO is minus Vsat, Vn is equal to VLT. So now looking at the circuit, now this node voltage at N is VLT. So that is applied to the non-inverting terminal. It means Vin must be slightly more negative than VLT. If Vin is more negative than VLT, the output will switch from minus Vsat to plus Vsat, because Vin is more negative now. than VLT. So if it is more negative, so output will be inverted, because we are having greater voltage at inverting input than in the non-inverting input. So therefore the output will be inverted. That means output will be once again become positive. So the output, which is now at minus Vsat, will switch from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. So we can say, when in this case Vin is more negative than VLT, that means Vin is less than VLT, therefore VO should be switching from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. This is the operation. In other words, for Vin greater than Vin values greater than VLT. Now if Vin is greater than VLT, what happens? That means voltage at inverting terminal is more than the non-inverting terminal, so output should remain at negative saturation. So that means VO is at minus Vsat. So in that case, VO will switch from plus Vsat to minus Vsat, positive to negative saturation. Okay. Now comparing these two, we can say that if the threshold voltages VUT and VLT are made larger than the input noise voltages, the positive feedback will eliminate the false output transition. So in this case, because the output is transiting between the two saturation extremes, positive saturation and negative saturation, so we should be kept in mind that the two threshold voltages VUT and VLT should be considered or should be calculated at such a value than that it should be having a greater value than the input noise voltage, so that unwanted voltages may not trigger the output to switch. And if the threshold voltages are kept over and above or greater than the input noise voltages, the chances of false output transition will be less, and that will be immediately removed by the use of positive feedback. So positive feedback will eliminate false triggering by input noise voltages. If threshold voltages are selected at sufficient levels. Okay. The positive feedback also, because of its regenerative action, will make output voltage VO to switch faster between plus Vsat and minus Vsat, because you know that positive feedback encourages oscillation. So the switching between plus Vsat and minus Vsat will be faster because of positive feedback. So this positive feedback in other way will encourage faster switching of output. Okay, so the generation of output waveform will be very quick. And in this diagram, there is a resistance ROM to be used, which is approximately equal to R1 parallel R2, which is called offset minimizing resistance, is used for minimizing the offset levels. Now let us draw the waveform for the output of this Smith trigger circuit. Suppose we take this is the input sinusoidal waveform Vin. Now let us first assume or set the two levels, upper threshold here with a slightly VUT with a slightly positive value, and this is the positive peak value Vp, this is negative peak value minus Vp, and the lower threshold voltage is set at VLT, which is little less than the 0 volt axis or the time axis. VLT is set little less, that means VLT is a negative voltage and VUT is a positive voltage. Now the corresponding output waveform will be look like this. If we compare, this is the output VO, output waveform. Now what we have seen that first let us consider this transition. First we need to consider the states when this input voltage Vin is less than the VUT, that means less than upper threshold voltage. What we have seen earlier, that when input Vin here is less than upper threshold voltage, then VO, the output voltage, remains at positive saturation. So that means till the time it is going above the input voltage Vin above the upper threshold voltage, the output will be at positive saturation. Suppose this is the plus Vsat level and this is minus Vsat level at the output range. So till this time, when Vin is less than VUT, it is maintaining the plus Vsat, positive saturation. Now whenever at this point Vin is crossing the level of VUT, that means it is going up the VUT level, that means Vin is greater than VUT. Here you can see Vin is greater than VUT. The switching of output, the switching state of output will become plus Vsat to minus Vsat. That means the positive saturation level will immediately come down to attain the negative saturation level. Now question is, how long it should stay at the negative saturation level? Now you can see, for once this particular negative saturation level, consider this case 2. The negative saturation levels should be maintained whenever this, so it will stay at this state. Now we are seeing that two transitions. At this point it is once again the Vin is coming down VUT, and at this point it is coming also down to VLT. So it is far more negative than VLT. Now in case of Vin is far more negative than VLT, then what will happen? If Vin is more negative than VLT, in this case, that means VLT is more and Vin is less. So that means output will voltage at non-inverting terminal is greater than inverting terminal. So output will be positive. That means output will be switching to plus Vsat, positive saturation. So that means the triggering, when this Vin is once again coming down to VUT, obviously it should the output should move to the positive saturation level, but that will not happen till the time it will wait that Vin should go more negative than this lower threshold voltage. Now once this particular point is achieved by the input voltage because of its alternating change, this maintenance of output voltage at minus Vsat will immediately switch to the positive saturation plus Vsat here, and it will stay here in this way. Now till it crosses once again this negative cycle of input voltage, the VLT level, it should immediately move to the negative saturation, but it will wait till it crosses once again this value, because at this when it is crossing this value, when the output voltage is crossing this value, we have seen earlier here it is up to this value when when it is once again rising, the V in is once again rising till the time it reaches the VUT, the upper threshold the upper threshold voltage, the output maintains the positive saturation level likewise as earlier we have seen here. So it will maintain like this till this point. In this fashion. Now once V in is going now once again going up this upper threshold voltage, what we have seen earlier, the positive saturation will switch to negative saturation at the output. So once again it will come down to reach the negative saturation value, and it will stay as long as once again further switching at this point based on this will once again appear over here. So in this way the output waveform will be generated. So this is the input waveform of Smith trigger, and this is the output waveform of Smith trigger. Now we can see that from the output of the Smith trigger, it is a square wave when the input is a sine wave. So we can see it is sine to square wave converter. It is converting a sine wave into a square wave in this fashion. Now let us recall that a slightly different version of Smith trigger is used in the triangular wave and sawtooth wave generators, which is not actually there in your syllabus, but if you want to study or want to have a closer look for the other waveform generators of triangular and sawtooth waveform, there also a slightly different version of Smith trigger can be used. So this particular circuit has applications on triangular and sawtooth wave generators. So waveform generator circuits are those where we can see the application of Smith trigger. In these generators, a non-inverting comparator is used as a Smith trigger. As we have seen here, it is inverting comparator. So if we use Smith trigger as non-inverting comparator, we also generate triangular and sawtooth waveforms. When the input is a triangular wave, the output is a square wave. When the input is a sawtooth wave, the output is a pulse waveform. That means if we use in non-inverting mode the Smith trigger, we may get the below mentioned waveform generators. Number one, for triangular wave input, output is square wave, and for sawtooth wave input, we may get pulse waveform as output. Okay, so this is all about the discussion on Smith trigger. Now let us see one more thing, the output versus input plot. So VO versus VIN plot and this plot can be seen in case of comparator with positive feedback, which is used over here to exhibit a particular phenomena called hysteresis. Hysteresis. This is an important phenomena where and it should be observed for a comparator using positive feedback, comparator with positive feedback, and there we can observe this phenomena. This hysteresis can be understood with a plot of VO versus VIN, the plot between input and output voltages. and from here we can ascertain dead band condition. Now let us see what is dead band condition. Let us see the term dead band condition over here. That is, the hysteresis will be something like this. Let us take two axes. In the x-axis let us plot V in, the input voltage, and in the y-axis let us plot VO, the output voltage. Okay. Now there are two saturation level. One is marked here. This is plus Vsat, and another at the negative end, which is minus Vsat. These two saturation levels. Now we are seeing that if we compare the two things, that is the two voltages, when the input of the comparator exceeds the upper threshold voltage, suppose in the output axis we have marked V plus Vsat and minus Vsat, and the other two voltage values which is used over here, which is upper threshold voltage, a positive voltage, which is this one, is marked on axis for input voltage V in, because V in will be achieving these two voltages, VUT and VLT, where VUT is positive voltage and VLT is negative voltage. So VLT is shown in the negative part of the axis, x-axis, and VUT in the positive part of the axis. So now we have four voltages marked in this plot. Now we can see that when the input of the comparator exceeds VUT, that means, once again go back to the circuit, V in is greater than VUT. That means voltage at the non-inverting terminal. The output should be at minus Vsat. Output should be at negative saturation. So output switches from plus Vsat to minus Vsat. So therefore we can say, suppose this is the positive saturation curve parallel to the positive saturation, till the time that V in is, this V in is less than VUT. That means it is something between, the V in is something between the zero origin and VUT. It is maintained at positive saturation. But whenever V in is crossing along this axis towards the right side, that means V in is greater than VUT, that means V in lying over here, the output voltage should be falling down from positive saturation to negative saturation. So once again it will come down along this VUT point on this curve to attain the negative saturation level. So we should be putting the arrows in this fashion. The curve will be moving plus Vsat to minus Vsat, moving downward. Now it reverts back to its original state, that is positive saturation, when the input goes below the lower threshold voltage, as we have seen in this output waveform. When it goes below the lower threshold voltage here, when it goes above, the switching is plus Vsat to minus Vsat. But when it goes below the lower threshold voltage, the input voltage V in, it is moving from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. That means now when it is at this point, till the time the input voltage is greater than this lower threshold voltage, it will maintain the output voltage at minus saturation level, minus Vsat. So this curve will be directed now along this. It will move to downward, reaching at the minus Vsat level, and take left turn and become parallel to this V in or input voltage axis, up to the point when it is attaining the value lower threshold. But when it is far more going towards the negative side, or it is far more negative than lower threshold value, immediately what will happen? The output will switch far more negative. The output will switch from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. So immediately it will take an upward turn, cross this point VLT on this V in axis to catch up here at the positive saturation level. So the direction of movement is upward from this point. Now it has reached over here. Now if we once again increase V in the positive direction, it will maintain this plus Vsat level till the input voltage is equal to VUT. But when input voltage is greater than VUT, once again it will come down along this branch of the curve. So in this portion, the direction should be towards right. So this curve, this closed curve or contour, better it can be called a contour. This is not a curve, this is called contour. This contour is called hysteresis curve or contour. A closed curve is called contour. Okay, and this phenomena is observed for the operation of comparator using positive feedback. Okay, so the hysteresis voltage is of course here equal to the difference between the two threshold voltages. So therefore hysteresis voltage mathematically denoted by VHY. It is denoted by VHY, hysteresis voltage. It is the difference between VUT minus VLT. So this is the way how hysteresis voltage can be found. So in the characteristic curve, this gap, these two, difference between these two. So this, the 0 to this much is VUT and 0 to this much is VLT. So this gap, the width of the curve, is nothing but the hysteresis voltage VHY. It can be found over here. So mathematically we can write, putting the equation VLT equal to this one and VUT is equal to this one. If we put this, so in terms of R1 and R2, hysteresis voltage VHY can be written as R1 by R1 plus R2 taken common from the two expression plus Vsat. VUT means it is plus Vsat minus VLT means minus Vsat. So minus of minus Vsat. So that means this is equal to R1 by R1 plus R2 plus Vsat plus put it in bracket like this minus of minus Vsat. Now whatever be the, this is the expression for hysteresis voltage. Now whatever be the value of plus Vsat and minus Vsat, may it be plus 14 volt, minus 14 volt, plus 15 volt, minus 15 volt, or plus 12 volt, minus 12 volt, whatever, you can apply the value in figures and you can calculate with the value of given value of R1 and R2. You can calculate any hysteresis voltage for any particular Smith trigger circuit. So this is all about the discussion regarding Smith trigger. Now before I conclude, let us discuss some more something more about comparators. So the important comparator characteristics. There are three such characteristics. One is speed of operation, another is accuracy, and third one is compatibility of output. The output of the comparator must switch rapidly between saturation levels, we have seen, for better operation, and also respond instantly to any change of condition at its input. Okay, that should be a very good comparator. It implies that the bandwidth of the op-amp comparator must be rather wide, and wider the bandwidth, the higher is the speed of operation. So, and also the speed of operation is improved with positive feedback or with the concept of hysteresis. So for the first point, wide bandwidth positive feedback and hysteresis. The idea of hysteresis will improve the faster switching, that is speed of operation of comparator. This is the explanation of the first point. The accuracy of the comparator depends on its voltage gain. The second point depends on how much the voltage gain is of the comparator. CMRR offsets, input offsets, offset values, and thermal drifts or thermal performance. These are the factors on which the accuracy of op-amp as comparator depends. High voltage gain requires a smaller difference voltage. That means the hysteresis, if the hysteresis voltage is less, it is generally for the op-amp as comparator, it should be providing high voltage gain, and to cause comparator output voltage to switch between the saturation levels. And a high CMRR helps to reject the common mode input voltages, we know, because such as the noise and all, which will disturb or false triggering the output voltage. And to minimize the offset problem, the input offset current and input offset voltage must be negligible. And to minimize that also, we have seen in case of a Smith trigger circuit, resistance called offset minimizing resistance is connected with Vin, with the inverting terminal, to combat these problems. And the changes in these offsets due to temperature variations also should be very less for accuracy of operation. And since the comparator is a form of analog to digital converter, its output must swing between two logic levels, because in digital circuits we know two stable logic levels are important to work, or to output to be swung between those two standard levels or stable conditions. And so that output must swing between the two levels also will be suitable for certain logic family, such as TTL logic. So therefore the compatibility for in case of output for digital applications is achieved or can be achieved with this type of comparators, which works in as a form of analog to digital computer, because they will be providing us a compatible output to be suitably accommodated for certain logic family categories. So these are the important comparator characteristics. Now there are some limitations also for comparators where op-amps can be used. A general purpose op-amp, so let us discuss some limitations of comparators, op-amp as comparators. Limitations of op-amps as comparators. A general purpose op-amp such as the 741 can be used in relatively less critical comparator applications. That's why it is called general purpose op-amp, in which speed and accuracy are not major factors in those cases. And with positive feedback, the switching speed of the op-amp comparator can be improved, and false transitions due to noise can be eliminated. We have seen a little while earlier while discussing about Smith trigger circuit. In addition to it, an offset voltage compensating network and offset minimizing resistor therefore can be used to minimize those problems. The output voltage swing of an op-amp is relatively large because it is designed primarily as an amplifier. In other words, the output of an op-amp comparator is generally not compatible with a particular logic family such as TTL, which requires input voltage of either approximately plus 5 volt or 0 volt. Therefore, to keep the output voltage swing within specific limits, the op-amps are used with externally wired components such as Zener diodes or ordinary diodes, and the resulting circuits in which the outputs are limited to predetermined values are called limiters. So that is not included in your syllabus, but these are some of the limitations of op amps to be used as comparators. If we use for most of the cases the 741 IC as the general purpose op amp to combat this or to establish the three properties of the speed of operation, accuracy and compatibility of output. So this is all about the discussion on Smith trigger circuit and comparator characteristics and limitations. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have any query or discussion, we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.